social media has made it less taboo. Like
Hmm.
I feel like back then, hearing about it, it was kind of odd. And a lot of people I feel like are in poly relationships, but you might not know you in one. But yeah, you might not know, but I mean,
Yeah,
it's normal. It's in our culture to want to do that. That's why I believe cheating became such a big thing. But if
right.
you able, it's not for everybody, because some people that's like I can't do it at all. But
Yeah,
I
right.
think majority of us really actually would consider it with the right people.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I mean, I've definitely encountered people that would have never considered it until, getting a little bit more educated on the subject. You know what I'm saying? And I like that. I wish Asia was here so she could say it for herself, but shadow work, you know what I'm saying? Root work.
Hmm.
It's all necessary. It's so much that goes into it that it's not even necessarily the poly relationship that's the subject matter at hand anymore. You know what I'm saying? Once you get into poly now, there's so many people involved that you got to make sure you as an individual are structured properly to be able to handle something of that magnitude. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not easy to be able to keep up. People can barely maintain monogamous relationships. You know what I'm saying? So it's like trying to maintain multiple people at once. You know what I'm saying? It's not, and you're not
That's
gonna be
true.
able to do that if you can't even maintain yourself.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
So
definitely something you gotta prepare yourself for, because you gotta just imagine like that poly real. Some people do it for fun, but in all reality, it's really about the structure and the stability behind it that you gotta focus on. So you need to think that's like your last relationship, is which is like a
that's
marriage almost. Like that's why you, like you said,
yeah,
shadow work is so important
yeah,
to make sure that you're good enough to take care of everybody else around you,
that's
because
a
you're
fact.
creating a village.
I'm glad that you said that last relationship ideology because it's like that's how I look at relationships now. I don't look at relationships as like, oh, I'm just gonna have fun. Maybe it's a good thing, maybe it's a bad thing, but me personally, I don't look at relationships as like, oh, I'm just with this person for now type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, it's like, nigga, this is it. You feel me? Like
Yep, it gotta work.
it gotta work. Ain't no other
Because you got to
option.
think about it. Y'all chose each other for a reason. So even with the arguments and stuff, if you could look past that and just not just give up on people so easily, then, because people be like, oh, once you over the honeymoon stage, I don't think necessarily you go over a honeymoon stage. Y'all just got to communicate and realize that this is it. Like, if you feel
Come
like you're
on.
over the honeymoon stage, then maybe you just feel like you're not ready for something like that. I don't know.
That's right. That's right. And I kind of the honeymoon stage. I don't know if I've ever personally experienced that. I feel like in all my relationships, I've always been like equally attracted to my partner, sexually attracted to my partner. But to be honest, the sex kind of does die down after a while. You know what I mean? Just because it's not. I don't know. I don't want to say it's not all about that because then I would be insinuating that at one point it was all about that. And at no point in my life was it all about sex. But it's just like there's other things that come up in life, you know what I'm saying? And it kind of just naturally falls on the back burner of the relationship in my experience, you know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean we just stop, you know what I'm saying, having sex. It's just like it's not like we're doing it 2, 3 times a day like we used to. You feel me? So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Because there's other
Y'all got
things I
stuff to
gotta,
take care
yeah.
of.
Exactly. You got business. You might be working more because you got more goals because now you're trying to buy a house or maybe you're trying to get a nicer car or maybe you going to school or maybe you more in the gym now. You know what I'm saying? Just shit. It just, you get less time and you know what I'm saying? Not that you necessarily want to spend less time. It's just that that's just how the shit goes. You know, that's
Legendary. I don't
when,
know if he wanted to speak on, because he's in a poly relationship, and I wanted to hear what his opinion was on it. I don't know if he's ready to talk or not, though.
oh, you talking about Thomas?
Yeah, is
Thomas King?
that is that not Thomas?
Thomas God King. He's in the
Oh
group
no, no.
chat. It should be
Okay.
somebody. Is there anybody else in here listening other than us?
What's
I
up,
think.
y'all? I'm
It's
here.
Oh, hey, what's going on? I'm glad to have you in, everybody. We got Thomas King, Thomas God King. You see what I'm
What's
saying?
up?
So, what's going on, Thomas? We was just talking about poly. Ironically, you just having to pop in right when it's your time to shine. So
Oh,
we we wanted to get some people. We have yet to get somebody with experience on air. You know what I'm saying? So I
mm,
wanted to see if we can get your experience with what would you say your experience has been like for I know you're pro poly, so I want to see
mm,
if you can make a short comparison and contrast, like what would you say is the benefit of you being in a poly relationship whereas a monogamous one?
mm. Well, just for starters, so when I met my boyfriend, it was kind of like on the spiritual tip. Of course, he's like my divine counterpart from a past life.
Mm,
So for discovering those things, we also discovered that we were basically rulers of a kingdom, but that's how we began, I guess, being polyamorous. So the person that we were polyamorous with, we did run into them in this life, but it just didn't work out in this life.
mm,
But I feel like I don't know. I feel like polyamory kind of gives people freedom. Whereas monogamy, I feel like it doesn't really do that because it's like you're only constrained for one person. I just feel like a
right.
lot of people that have different soulmates they have to meet, whether that's platonic or romantic. You know what I'm saying? But you never know how the tides could turn. You know what I'm saying? So I think poly is a good way for people to just be open and free, but there
Hmm.
has to be strong communication, boundaries, and maturity. So yeah.
Perfect. I like that you said that. Kia, you got anything you wanted to add to that?
I just wanted to ask, like, so you said that someone it didn't work out. Why do you feel like it didn't work out with that person?
Okay. So originally, I thought the girl, she had an attraction to my dude more. She said she kind of did, but I kind of started to notice like I don't know. She kind of high key, not low key, but she high key started being like obsessed with me. Like she wanted to fuck me and doing all these other weird stuff, and I was like, okay, hold on. You know
Mm,
what I'm saying? We wasn't there yet. I just feel like she was moving too fast, and then she was kind of like, it's kind of like she was trying to destiny swap with me, kind of, and I was just like, oh no, I'm not having it, because like she was trying to do what I do. Like for example, I do readings and stuff like that, so she would try and do stuff how I did it, and I was just like, no, you can't do that. That's not your path. That's not your purpose. So you can't be doing all that. And then I don't know, it was other stuff that tied into it, where it got a little personal, and it was just like, I can't do this no more. Like, it just got really weird. So I just think she was the wrong person to have involved with the both of us. So yeah,
mm,
Okay.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
yeah, because some
Wow.
they be a little crazy. They
Do
be a
you feel
little
like
crazy.
she was kind of in it because she liked the idea of it, and even though she probably still was still like obviously she was attracted to y'all. Do you think
Mhm.
like she was like this is exciting?
Yeah, I think she was, but I think like she was just a little like too excited. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, you would have
Well,
to be there to know. It was just like she was cool at first, but then she just kind of started getting hella weird, and I was just like, bro, I can't keep being around this because like it was throwing my energy off. So,
Mm.
mm.
was that her first poly relationship? Do you know?
I think it was, yeah, yeah, it was,
Mm,
yeah, because she was lesbian, so she was dating girls and stuff. So we was basically the first two niggas I guess she talked to.
interesting. Wow.
Mm.
Very interesting.
Yeah. So,
So, do you feel
but
as if it
I
was
do.
a sexual kind of like a sexual imbalance, like where she was trying to go more often than maybe you had intended? You know?
Um, Not really, cause like all three of us, we didn't really base our like the relationship. We didn't really base it off of sex. We based it off like energy and how we vibe type stuff, and we
Hmm.
put the sex last.
Hmm.
Um, and I think that's another thing too. Why it came last, because I felt like if I formed or bonded my energy with her, it wouldn't have me in a good place or space. And I was just like, I'm not, cause I'm not gonna lie, y'all, she was on some other shit, and I was just like, I don't know about this. Like she was. tapping in with deities and stuff she wasn't supposed to be tapping in with, and I was just like, how are you? Why are you tapping into this stuff? And you're not even supposed to have access to this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mm,
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 yeah.
that's interesting. Now with with your poly, what would be your ideal um poly setup, like dynamic? Like,
Um,
are you looking for like a woman, or are you cool with multiple men? How does that look for you?
I feel like for us, based off what we discussed, we rather prefer 3 men, 4 men, me and him and 2 other ones. But we know if we want to have like kids and stuff, we gotta include a woman. But that's not like in the plans right now.
Hmm.
But right now, it'll probably be like another dude or 2 other dudes, if I'm being
Okay.
honest.
Have you ever had an issue finding women to like, you know, that would be interested in that?
I surprisingly no,
Mm,
but the only reason why I think we deny it is because, like, I don't know, my boyfriend, he kind of has a fear of like doing too much when he's by himself. So I was like, okay, if that's how you feel, it's whatever. But I tell him like when I go and do stuff, like we're really like open like that. So it's not
okay.
like a thing like he would be cheated. It's just like, let me know. If you touch there, you fuck there, it's whatever. I'm not gonna do too much. I feel
So
like everybody has their right to have freedom and stuff. So
so was it like a thing where he didn't trust himself in a way, or maybe he just didn't feel comfortable doing stuff while you weren't around?
I kind of feel like it's both, to be honest, but
Mm,
it's more so I don't trust himself because I feel like he goes through like temptation and stuff.
hmm
So yeah, he's
mm,
still working with that, and then with stuff we was going through, it kind of threw his energy off. So it's a whole bunch of stuff he's trying to work on with himself to get back with himself. So
yeah.
that's also a
Well,
tie
that's
into it. He
good.
wouldn't be for he just do that shit. So
Yeah.
That's good that y'all able to have these conversations though, and that y'all have that commitment behind your relationship, because a lot of people cannot, give people that freedom to do these things and come back. I used to.
Uh, Akia,
mm-hmm.
did she cut out for you as well?
That's